Greetings, family. Once again, I come before you to speak about our history. But this time, I'd like to give honor to the Most High, the Father, and our ancestors that came before us that paved the way for all that we know. And so today, we'll be touching on Malcolm X. Malcolm X in the last century, the 20th century, was definitely one of the most powerful men ever in our history. There was only one person in the 20th century that we can place above him, and that would be Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Garvey had the largest movement, and we'll actually get into that at another time. Just briefly, I'm going to touch on him. He had the largest movement ever in the United States. As a matter of fact, after World War I, a lot of the black soldiers, when they came back to the United States and saw that things had not changed, would actually join with Marcus Garvey. Many of those that formed groups used his model to form their groups, including the Nation of Islam. So now we're going to touch on Malcolm X. Who was he? Malcolm X was born Malcolm Little. His conversion would begin once he would go into prison. He went into prison in 1946. And in 1952, he came out. He had been redeemed. He would join the Nation of Islam in 1952. In the 12 years that Malcolm was with the Nation of Islam, the Nation of Islam was very fruitful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, it's going to be very difficult for you to accept this, but it is fact, and you can look at it. There was no one during the Civil Rights period more powerful, more noted than Malcolm X, including Dr. King. Dr. King also was beneath Malcolm as far as notoriety is concerned. All the leaders around the world of color were connected to Malcolm X. Malcolm had connections with the motherland, El Kibalon, as we call it, Africa, and with Fidel Castro and all the other leaders. All the European scholars were trying to get Malcolm to speak before their schools. As a matter of fact, in Malcolm's autobiography with Alex Haley, he actually said there was only one man living at the time who was more sought after to speak than him, and that would be Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona. You can look this up. It is a fact. Undeniable fact. So once again, if you want to learn about Malcolm, there are two books I'm going to suggest. Once again, I just spoke of one, which is his autobiography, which he did with Alex Haley. And Alex Haley is noted for Roots. Another book is this one right here, The Assassination of Malcolm X. Also a very powerful book. You can look this up and you can buy this book, tell you about some of the details about Malcolm X. Now, Malcolm X was a very complex man. And there's no way in 4 minutes or even 5 minutes or even half an hour I can tell you about all the complexities of Malcolm X. I would just share with you some of the basics. Again, he entered the prison 1946. 1952, he would come out of the prison. He would join the Nation of Islam. 1965, February the 21st, he would be assassinated. Who killed Malcolm? We really don't know. We can say the American government was implicit. We can say the Nation of Islam was implicit. We can even say the mafia, according to the Judas Factor, was implicit in the assassination of Malcolm X. What did he do? He awakened us, our consciousness. Everything that we today know as consciousness can be traced back to Malcolm. Malcolm was being fed his information, especially concerning history, by Dr. John Henry Clark, who was his best friend. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a brief summary of Malcolm X. And I conclude with that. Shalom.